This is a quick unboxing for the LG ultra-wide monitor 34UM67. Inside we get the stand, obviously, power supply, HDMI cable, the power cable, some kind of panel for the back I'm guessing, 2 screws for the stand, and the monitor warranty, driver, etc. On the back you get dual link DVI, DisplayPort in, HDMI in, a couple of audio, and a DC in. Okay, so here is my old monitor. There's the new IPS panel from LG. And there's the other IPS panel. So the IPS panels definitely look more realistic and better with colors. Size difference, 27 inch, cannot adjust the height. So the LG is not very high with its stand. The stand is a bit fiddly, but it's decent. There were just 2 screws on the back and you had to slot in the monitor into the actual stand. Just quickly, the stand is reflective and I just put my mouse on it because it's a nice smooth easy surface. This monitor is enormous, like it's really long. It's actually the same height as a 27 inch, as you can see down here. That's how much difference there is between a 24 inch and a 27 inch. So if you have a 27 inch monitor and you want to put this beside it, it should fit perfectly. The only problem is that the stand isn't adjustable. It gives you 2 height options, but the one that I've got it on right now is the highest. So you can see I've left the recycle bin there because that's the edge of the screen at 1920. So you're getting that much extra real estate on your screen when you're going to the 2560. Work-wise, this monitor is amazing. I absolutely love using this just as a monitor where I'm editing, doing graphic design, all those sorts of things. It's just a brilliant work monitor because it is an IPS panel. For gaming though, look, a lot of the games are going to be good, but anything that requires a fast response time, this monitor is no good. Let me just quickly show you the viewing angles and then I'll show you the response time. So that's from directly in front, that's what it's meant to look like. Now if we go all the way to the side, we're getting a bit of darkness on the edge now, but still it's quite amazing. And even from way over here, you can still see the screen. I mean, it's pretty much unviewable from this angle, but you're not going to be looking at it from that angle anyway. Okay, that's what it looks like from in front again. Now we're just going to go over and above. So maybe about there you start to lose a bit, but if I just put it a bit further, you can still see the image on the screen, so definitely a brilliant performance. That's what it looks like again from in front. Now let's just go down and under. I won't be able to go too far. So from underneath you can still see everything. In Quake, it's kind of cool having the extra room on the sides, so you can see just a little bit more, and that might be a benefit in game. The problem is that this is a 14 millisecond response time, or 15. I think it's only 5 if you've got FreeSync turned on. If you just jumped into a game, you probably wouldn't notice the delay, but as soon as you start to actually play against other people and play competitively like I do in Quake, you're definitely going to notice that this screen is delayed. Now, if they could get this monitor at 5 millisecond with the FreeSync, then it might be usable for games because, as I said in my other video, the 144Hz or 120Hz doesn't actually improve my aim at all. But for now, if you've got an nVidia card, I wouldn't recommend this because it will actually affect your gameplay because of that slight delay on it. So where this monitor shines is racing games. It looks so cool on the extra real estate. However, as you can probably tell, I'm not getting 4 frames in this game, whereas I usually do. And the reason would be, most likely, the resolution change. I've now got to get the graphics card dealing with a lot more pixels on the sides, so it doesn't like that. It can handle it in Quake because Quake's an easy game. This is a pre-alpha build of it, Formula Fusion, so obviously it's not going to be coded to be optimized. However, it's still an indication that, you know, you're going to need a faster computer to run these resolutions. But if you've already got a beast, then it shouldn't be a problem. If you play games like Dota, the extra screen real estate is also handy here, and because it doesn't rely on having a fast monitor, you can play this and it looks great. So really what I'm trying to say here is that unless you're playing competitive FPS, this is a good gaming monitor. If you are playing competitive FPS like Counter-Strike or Quake, then this probably isn't the right monitor for you. All the other games are quite good on it. It's only the ones that require a really high response time because you're trying to aim that, yeah, you need a fast monitor. In Injustice Gods Among Us, you can see I've lost the edges, and I find this is a problem with the monitor. Well, not so much the monitor, but the software hasn't caught up to the resolution yet. It doesn't really have the customization in it. So while I set it up for 2560 by 1080 in the menu, you can see that it hasn't actually worked that way. And some games just don't even load. So here we are in Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed, I think it is. And it seems to be working quite well. I couldn't actually get into the game the other day, so I'm going to check the resolution and see if it is legitimately in 2560, because it might just be in 1080p 1920, and that's probably why it's working. I think some games just stretch the screen out and it's hard to tell, so I'm going to quit out and have a look at that. Okay, now I'm meant to be in the full resolution, and as you can see, as soon as I try to enter the game, it doesn't support it, so it just does this, and it'll just sit there for a long time. I don't know if I leave it on for an hour, it'll eventually work itself out. I'm not really going to try to find out. So just be aware that not all games are going to function on this monitor at the resolution that you want, which is full 2560 by 1080. The menus are quite easy to access. They come up on the right hand side like the other LGs. I turned the brightness up just for this video, but I usually have this set on 75 because it is a very bright monitor, and I usually put the contrast on, you can probably leave it on 50 or 60. I'll leave it on 50 for now. All the options are really easy to access, really easy to use. I'm quite impressed with how LG are doing everything these days, and this little joystick down here is just brilliant. I've never been able to navigate through a monitor settings so easily. It has game modes, you can switch between those. It does have speakers, so you can put sound through it if you want to. I personally don't, I'd rather use actual speakers or headphones. Dynamic Action Sync is meant to just decrease the input lag. Personally, I can't really tell the difference. Just quickly, here's what it looks like with the video light on it. So you're going to see that the screen is not reflective, but you will get bright spots when there is a light around. Also, you will notice that it has a fake bezel around the top. So when you've got the screen off, it looks like it's just one giant screen, but as soon as you turn it on, you can see that it's got the black borders up the top and on the sides. So would I buy this monitor and would I recommend it to people? Yes, I would. If you have a need for an IPS panel, so you're doing graphic design, video editing, or just something that requires true colors, or maybe you just appreciate having really nice colors on screen, then this monitor is great. The blacks are great. It's a really bright monitor, you can turn it down, it's really easy to adjust. Everything is pretty much top notch with this monitor. So in conclusion, I'm not going to recommend this as just a gaming monitor. I think it's more of a hybrid and more of a workstation than a gaming monitor. But it's a workstation that can be used for many games. Unfortunately, not all games support these new resolutions of the aspect ratio 21:9. So I hope that helps you decide. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Hit the subscribe button because it helps me build the channel. And if you can hit the like button too, that'll help this video come up in search results better. So thanks for watching, I'll catch you in the next video.